The death card in the tarot represents the number 13, which, for many of us can feel like it's unlucky or it's like weird or whatever, but the number 13 is a really powerful number. When we boil it down to the number 4 creates stability, but if there's too much stability, we go stagnant and we feel bored and we feel like there's no growth, right? Hey guys, what's going on? It's TWINFLAMES 717. I'm back with another video. I'm here with Mega today. So I wanted to share a pick a pile reading with you guys because I wanted to send you some messages from your Divine Masculine. So before I begin, I just wanted to let you guys know that this channel is an extremely safe place for you to express your twin flame journey. There is zero judgment. I pay close attention to the comment section and I interact, I answer questions. So feel free to just get comfortable with me, guys. And, there's a lot of good vibes on this channel. This is my cat Mega for any of my new subscribers or anyone new to watching, and to those of you who are very familiar with her already, she sends her love. Alright, so the overall energy, if you guys notice my sign in the background here, it says self-care, karmics in the air, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about that before I dive into the cards here, okay? So what's happening energetically from what I feel is that the masculines are making moves to come closer to the feminine, but the karmic blocks that tend to get in the way, and what we will refer to sometimes on the journey as black magic, is thoughts from their karmic partner in terms of like not wanting to let go of what feels comfortable. And when the twin flame energy gets mixed into any kind of karmic situations, it tends to bring up like really shadow energies like fear, jealousy, doubt, blame, shame, like even guilt. So I want you guys to know that sometimes the karmics can really feel this when they know that there's another match to who it is they want in this 3D world. And sometimes like you'll find like the karmic, they aren't really all that like in love with your counterpart, but when they know that there's a connection, it's like almost like a possessive energy of not wanting to lose what's theirs, rather than looking at the bigger picture, which is releasing someone into love, right? And that's just kind of overall the vibe that I've been getting. So if any of you resonate with your masculine in a relationship with like a karmic, and you are experiencing like a lot of like lethargy, or you're just kind of confused or tired, or you're feeling a little bit depressed, just understand that there are a lot of changes that the masculines are going through. We already made the connection to the butterfly, which we know is all about transformation, taking time alone so that we can transform into something even more beautiful. So embrace the silence, the space, hold your head high, and continue to manage your well-being and take care of your health. If you do find like the darker aspects of these energies coming up, then we can always look at the positive side. So if you're feeling anger, understand that you've got to take care of your health, your well-being, and control the emotions that are coming up, because chemically, when you feel anger and you feel stress, there is cortisol attacking your cells, which is a very toxic substance. And that is why we can feel our heart rate go up. Some of you might get like the runs or just your stomach just kind of feels like crampish. It's all of the effects of cortisol, okay? When we feel jealousy, I think that jealousy tends to stop us from manifesting or losing our ability to like imagine our desires and our goals in life, right? Because jealousy means that we're caught up on what someone else has, okay? And that might be like a lot of what you guys are feeling right now. Stay faithful and stand with conviction in your truth of knowing what you know and knowing when to give space with the connection and just completely self-care, because the closer the masculines come, the more you will feel the karmic energies, sort of latching on, and it'll kind of filter itself into the feminine's world. So that's where you guys really have to self-care a little bit, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and dive into the decks. So I have the Archangels, I've got the Sacred Rebels, I have the Tarot of Sexual Magic, and I have just the major arcanas of the Classic Rider-Waite deck. So for those of you who chose the Archangel deck, your masculine sends you a message that says, Beloved One. Okay, so Archangel Cham is around to let you know that your divine relationship with the masculine is protected, and the masculines want you to know, like, they feel this as well. I'll just hold up the card so you guys can get a clear image. So this presence is around the connection, and your masculine wants you to know that no matter what is going on in their karmic relationship, they feel a protection over the energy with the feminine. Hang on, guys, I just noticed this was not fixed properly. Okay, so yeah, like the masculines understand that your connection with them is very protected, and they don't want you to be worried, because what happens is when you get into a space of like worrying or cyber stalking or just kind of like feeling upset about what's going on, you will lack the self-care you need to be energized and feeling really good, like holding up your vibration, because that's what this is all about, okay? If you're feeling depressed and you're feeling a lot of anxiety, chances are you're not going to have the vitality to work on your goals and work on your dreams. Many of you have creative endeavors that you're really wanting to get off the ground, but at the same time, there's 50% of your attention caught up on what the masculines are doing or what is going on in their karmic situations, and they are telling you, like, they are pulling out their swords and drawing boundaries, and it's their fight. So they want you to just relax. They're sending their energy to let you know that you are their beloved one and you're worth it. You're worth fighting for. So for those of you who chose the Sacred Rebels deck, your masculine sends you the message of coming to life. Okay, so you make him come to life. You basically send him all of these divine messages, and even though he might play it off from time to time, like, I don't get this stuff, or, you know, sorry, I didn't mean to judge the masculines in that voice. I just thought of my masculine for a second there. But even though they may not, like, understand or play it off like they don't understand a lot of the divine messages that you send them or the divine conversations that you have, like, they're really aware of what's going on, and you're bringing the side of life to them, like you're making them feel creative. And when they think about where that's coming from, it's coming from the feminine in form of like synchronicities and opening up his mind to like looking up what triple numbers mean. Oh, Missy, are you picking at my plant? You silly. And he's like looking into like certain synchronicities that are happening to him, right? So he's no longer ignoring the synchronicities. Like he wants more knowledge. He wants to know what it means. And a lot of you will do that on the journey. And it's a great way of like navigating the spiritual world. So if you see 777 go by, or if you get a number synchronicity, go and Google it. Like, technology is here to help us for a reason. Google what 717 means, what 777 means, whatever synchronicity that just happens to be meaningful. Like a lot of the totems, sometimes you'll have like a seagull fly on top of your car. Like my friend Tracy shared with me, two seagulls just kind of like mingling, and I keep seeing birds like mating through the skies. Like there's certain things, and when you look up the spiritual meaning of these totems, there's very specific messages that help to guide you or keep you going or uplifted along the journey. So that's what they're like experiencing right now. And there's the butterfly, like again, with that Crazy Town song I shared. Like if you have not heard that song, Butterfly by Crazy Town, if you look up the lyrics, that's what your masculine's trying to say to you. It's like a whole love letter of their realizations and what's going on with them. And it's happening for many of them, like even with the beloved one, like they're awakening to the connection, so they're protecting it. These masculines are waking up to the connection and getting off their butts and becoming more creative so that they can create security in the twin flame connection, okay? And be with you, like be with you physically. I'm getting the feeling that there's a lot of you that are just fed up with communicating in the 5D and telepathy and dreams and all of that stuff. I mean, yes, they are synchronistic signs, but they are meant to be tools to help guide us to the truth. And we cannot forget the action part of this journey, okay? We can't get anywhere without action. I'm going to dive into the Tarot of Sexual Magic here. So we've got the Five of Wands. So right away we know the Wands is a very passionate energy, any of the fire signs. So if your masculine is a fire sign, he is focused on his goals and his careers and all of that stuff right now. But he wants you to know, like, you're what makes him tick. And that's what the Wands energy is, okay? So it's like, even though he might be focused, it's like he gets distracted thinking about you in this way. So that's why sometimes it's like, don't get caught up with whatever's going on in their physical life with like the karmic situation and stuff, because they are very well aware of what they need to do as the masculine energy, right? It reminds me of like the one, or like the emperor, the energy of like one's own existence, striving forward, being ambitious, being forceful. So even though a lot of them have been in karmic relationships for a really long time, like changes are happening here with this five. Okay, they've got the sword out, they know what they have to do. But at the same time, like they still want to experience the warmth from the feminine. Don't be afraid to just surrender to what you feel in this connection with the masculines, because I feel like that's going to help move things forward rather than you like stuck at a standstill or stagnant energy, feeling like worried or fear, because that's not an attractive energy, guys. And like, it's not going to pull you guys together in union or harmony. It's going to repel you until you're able to heal those things. Okay. And another thing I wanted to say too about the five is like, the negative side of the five is being non-committal. And I think that in the masculine's case, like coming across the feminine has completely changed this for them. And it's really scary, guys. Like, I can tell you from personal experience, it's extremely scary for some of our masculines to feel what they feel for the feminines, because they have never felt the need to protect something so much in their life. And I think it's so beautiful. It reminds me of like this great big lion. And, positive communication is coming. Just have faith. And again, don't get caught up in any of the karmic drama or illusions or anything like that, because spell work and black magic and all of that stuff, it's not really like what we think it is, like where it's like hocus pocus kind of thing. It's just like having repetitive thoughts over and over and over again that are very shadow based or fear based, right? So for the karmics, it's like if they get to like a low enough place, they don't want to let go of this connection, and then they start thinking like, blame. Okay, so blame is like, okay, you know what? I'm going to take the accountability away from myself and focus on the divine feminine now and think about how they've ruined my life or they've done this. And that's why you can pick up on that heavy energy. So that's why self-care all you can, okay? Look at this one stretching her toes. Get some rest and self-care, okay? So whoever chose, I don't know why I'm guided to shuffle here, but I am. Whoever chose this deck, I'll just choose what's at the top of the pile, okay? Okay, so the Death card. So your masculines right now are very focused on putting an end to a lot of like the nonsense that's happening in their lives. Okay, the Death card in the tarot represents the number 13, which, for many of us can feel like it's unlucky or it's like weird or whatever, but the number 13 is a really powerful number. When we boil it down to the number 4 creates stability, but if there's too much stability, we go stagnant and we feel bored and we feel like there's no growth, right? So he's charging forward, but if you look, he's like a skeleton, meaning like, honestly, I've had all the energy sucked from me, but I'm charging forward now and putting an end to certain cycles and certain behaviors within others that I wasn't able to stand up to before, but now I can do it through your presence and your faith in me and your belief in me. Because I have this card here too from like the Sacred Rebels deck, and it says seeing the true you. And I think that right now, like, this is the feminine. Like, you know what? Like, I'm so tired of trying to prove to you that this is something sacred. And he's saying to you, like, in these cards, like, I know, I feel it too. Like, it's a feeling for me. Everything is mirrored. I think there's even a mirror in this card here. Okay, everything is mirrored in the twin flame connection. So many of you who can sometimes feel like, hey, if I don't hear from my masculine, it automatically means like he's not thinking about me or he's not feeling this connection as much as I am. Whatever you feel in your heart towards your counterpart, that's what they feel for you. But it doesn't destroy the blocks and obstacles that we have to go to. We wouldn't have come to Earth if we didn't want to experience them. And seeing the true you means that we are in a body, we are in a physical body, and there are certain cycles and lessons that we must learn in order to come together peacefully with our twin. Because a lot of you, when you come together with your twin, like I can almost like feel or guarantee that a lot of your mission work will be to teach people how to be like harmonious and graceful at getting over like lessons of like love and growth, and when you're attracted to another person, like how to work stuff out instead of like giving each other the silent treatment, or sorry, my throat is closing up, you know, getting out of those types of energies, like running from each other and not like staying and talking stuff out. Like this is seeing the true you. This is how you want to be. The numerology on there is an 11. 9 plus 2 is 11. And like for me, that's kind of like, okay, the twin flame number itself, in the major arcanas, it's justice. Like justice being granted simply because you're seeing the true you and you're starting to understand and draw boundaries with what it is you desire and you want. And it is pushing the masculines to step into this brave energy. I love you guys, and I hope these messages find you well. Mega loves you too, even though she's like totally chilling out here right now. So we'll catch you guys in the next video, okay? Take care, and I'll speak to you soon.